I'm so sorry, that's not giving. I do prefer murder over fun. It just feels like Leo Tolstoy is laughing from beyond the grave. Okay, oh my god. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, yes. That is disgusting, Your Honor. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, babes. I don't. I really don't. My physical classics TBR is getting a little bit too much, and it's getting a little bit harder and harder to choose which one I want to read next. So I thought it would be interesting if we read the first line of all of these classics and then try to rank them from most interesting to least interesting. And based on those rankings, that's like the order that I'm going to be reading these classics in. I saw this wonderful video idea from Jack in the Books, and I thought it was a great way to try and organize my TBR, but exclusively for classic literature, because I keep saying that I want to read all of these books, but because there's just so many to choose from, I don't end up picking any because I just get so overwhelmed by the options. So I thought this was like a cute little experiment, a nice little exercise to try and see which classic I'm going to be reading next. What I'm expecting from these opening lines is to get a glimpse of what the writing style is going to be like, the overall tone of the story, and just, you know, have like a little taste of what awaits me in these books. So without further ado, let's get into reading some opening lines. Maybe you can also rank your favorite opening lines in the comments below, because it'd be interesting to sort of compare and contrast our lists and our picks. So feel free to rank these opening lines along with me in the comments below. So the first book that we have here is Lolita, written by Vladimir Nabokov. And this has been on my TBR for a very long time, and it's not even that long. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. Actually, I do. I'm just a tiny bit intimidated by it because I tried reading the first chapter, or like the foreword, and there were so many words that I did not understand. It literally took me like 10 minutes to read the first 3 pages because I kept glancing at my dictionary, and that just made me feel very inferior. It made me feel like maybe I'm not ready to read this book. Should I read the first sentence of the foreword or of the actual part 1? Okay, let's read it from the foreword. Lolita, or the Confession of a White Widowed Male, such were the 2 titles under which the writer of the present note received the strange pages it preambulates. All right. Okay, it's sure. I mean, of course, I already know what Lolita is about, but this first sentence, I don't know what it's giving. It's very ambiguous for some reason. Should we read the first sentence of part 1? Maybe we should try that. Lolita, light of my life, fire of my loins. Out of context, I'd say it's poetic because, of course, Lolita is this underage girl. She's a child. So, light of my life, fire of my loins. When you understand that he's talking about a child, you're like, you know what I mean? But without context, it's a pretty poetic first line. It's giving romance. It's giving a man deeply and wildly in love. I don't know where I would rank this. I mean, we have a total of 11 books, so I think, for now I'm just gonna put this in the 11th spot, and the more lines that we read, I guess I'll change the ranking as we go. So that was number 1. And the second classic that we have here is Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. Of course, I've been so excited to read this one ever since I read War and Peace last year. Yes, I read War and Peace. I don't really talk about it that much, but I'm very humble about that fact. But anyways, let us read the first line of Anna Karenina. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Okay, I love that. I'm so sorry, but I love that. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so this is going to be a very family-centered, maybe, type of story. I actually know nothing of Anna Karenina, but apparently it's about family and each specific situation and its different ailments and different sufferings. So I really do like that opening line. Okay, I really like that. I liked it a lot more than Lolita, so I think for now this is going to be number 1. Next up we have North and South, written by Elizabeth Gaskell. This has actually been recommended by so many of you guys, so of course I'm excited to read all of these, but because this one is recommended by so many of you wonderful people, it's just like a little bit more exciting. So let us see its opening line. "Edith," said Margaret gently. "Edith." Huh. Okay, you know what? It's not giving. It's not giving because, like, what? You know what I mean? Sure. Sure. There's not much I can say about this one because it did not give me anything. It's giving nothing. I'm so sorry. This is I think I prefer Lolita's opening line over this one, so this is our current ranking. There we go. Next up we have A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Writings, written by Charles Dickens. I of course wanted to read this during Christmas time, but I didn't get around to it, unfortunately. I mean, I did read A Christmas Carol with my Patreons, but I didn't read his other Christmas writings. The first story here is called Christmas Festivities, and let us read the first sentence. "Christmas time." I mean, sure, that is totally fair. Does that even count as a sentence? I mean, it is an opening line. It's literally how this is opened. "That man must be a misanthrope indeed, in whose breast something like a jovial feeling is not roused, in whose mind some pleasant associations are not awakened by the recurrence of Christmas." I really like that. I just don't think I'm going to be in a Christmas mood for the time being, for the foreseeable future. So this is going to take me at least 6 or 7 months to read, to pick up. The opening line is still pretty good. Christmas time. Who doesn't love a good Christmas time moment? Sure. I mean, it's definitely better than Edith. Oh, next up we have another Charles Dickens, and that is Great Expectations. I am so excited for this one. Mainly, I'm so sorry to be one of those girlies, but mainly because The Last Hours, which is Cassandra Clare's latest trilogy, is based on Great Expectations. So it's just like, I have to read it. Like, I need to know the inspiration behind one of Cassandra Clare's best trilogies. So, Great Expectations, let us see what the opening line is. "My father's family name being Pirrip, and my Christian name Philip, my infant tongue could make both my father's family name being Pirrip, and my Christian name Philip, my infant tongue could make of both names nothing longer or more explicit than Pip." Oh, that's it. I was just gonna keep on reading, sorry. Actually, let's just finish this. "So I called myself Pip and came to be called Pip." Okay. Actually, I really liked that opening line because our main narrator, Pip, it's giving playful, it's giving like a little mischief. It feels like Pip has a very fun personality and a very quirky way of being. So I actually really vibed with that opening line, surprisingly. I don't know, it was just like a fun thing to read. Where would you go? Do I prefer it over Lolita, Light of My Life, Fire of My Loins? Do I? I don't. Next up we have Ovid's Metamorphoses, and look at this cover. I mean, come on now. I am obsessed with this, Your Honor. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for bringing this into existence. Let us read the first line. "Changes of shape, new forms, are the theme which my spirit impels me now to recite." I'm so sorry, what does this mean? Changes of shape. Changes of shape. Changes of shape. Changes of shape. New forms. Changes of are the theme which my spirit impels me now to recite. Inspire me, O gods. It is you who have even transformed my art, and spin me a thread from the world's beginning down to my own lifetime in one continuous poem. I feel like my mind is trying very hard to catch up to what's going on. I really like the writing. Like, it's very, you know what I mean? Exactly that. It's like I'm 90% there. I promise I'm trying my best to understand what's going on. Okay, oh my god. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, yes. No, like for sure. No, sure, yes. I'm so sorry. I feel like my brain is rebooting as we speak. Like, I don't know what that first opening line said to me. I don't know what it did to my system. It feels like a virus. It feels like all of my systems are shutting down. I mean, it's still better than Edith. So I think Edith is going to be at the lowest spot. You know what I mean? Like, I have to be honest. Edith is not giving. I'm so sorry to all the Ediths out there. This is our ranking. Let us continue. I'm so sorry. I think I need a second to like rearrange my atoms. The next classic that we have here is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. Chapter 1, A Discovery. You must go back with me to the autumn of 1827. I love that. Oh my god, I love that. It's giving nostalgia. It's giving, oh wow. I don't know. It's very short, but also very catching. Already my interest is piqued. Like, yeah, I want to go back to the autumn of 1827. Like, what happened in the autumn of 1827? And I also love like the imagery of autumn itself. It's a very beautiful but also very haunting season. In my mind, I always see fall as, you know, the decay and death of things. So it's definitely giving, babes. It's not better than Ana Karenina's, but it's definitely better than Lolita's. So far, this one has the number 2 spot. And Bronte, I mean, you can always rely on a Bronte sister to give it to you straight right from the start. So I'm not really surprised by this ranking at the moment. Next up, we have another Charles Dickens, Oliver Twist. The power of Dickens is so amazing that the reader at once becomes his captive. Yes, I definitely agree with that. But that is not the opening line, so let us now see. Treats of the place where Oliver Twist was born and of the circumstances attending his birth. That's the chapter title, not the first line. Among other public buildings in the town of Mudfog, it boasts of one which is common to most towns, great or small, to wit, a workhouse. And in this workhouse there was born on a day and date which I need not trouble myself to repeat, inasmuch as it can be of no possible consequence to the reader, in this stage of the business at all events, the item of mortality whose name is prefixed to the head of this chapter. I'm sorry, why is that the longest sentence ever? And what does it even mean? Like, of course I know what it means, but why did you have to circle around it so much? Oh my goodness. I mean, sure. Okay, Dickens, sure. You know what I mean? I definitely prefer the opening line of Great Expectations over the opening line of Oliver Twist. Do I prefer it to Ovid's Metamorphoses? Honestly, this one interested me a little bit more just because it confused me so much. It made me want to challenge myself to read it faster. So I think I'm going to be putting Oliver Twist below Ovid's Metamorphoses, and Great Expectations remains on top. So there we go. Next up, we have a classic that I am so very excited to read. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Whew, okay. This one is by an author that I recently read my first book of his, and I absolutely fell in love with his writing, his atmospheric descriptions, and just the beauty of his characters and the story itself. It just grabbed me by the throat and it has not let me go, and that is Fyodor Dostoevsky. And the book that I have here is The Brothers Karamazov. Yes, I'm pretty sure I said that right because I literally have a post-it on my wall to remind me how to pronounce this word, so hopefully I said it right this time. The Brothers Karamazov, written by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This is hopefully going to be my second Dostoevsky novel, so let's just see what awaits me in the opening line. Book 1, the story of a certain little family. Alexei Fyodorovich Karamazov was the third son of a landowner in our district, Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov, so noted in his time and even now still recollected among us for his tragic and fishy death, which occurred just 13 years ago and which I shall report in its proper context. Okay. The names threw me in for a loop, but we already know there's been a murder. Well, actually not a murder, just a fishy death. So obviously this father, this patriarch, died in a mysterious way, and the author, or who's ever writing this book, is going to report this death. I mean, who doesn't love a good crime story? So sure, this was good, but was it better than Lolita, Light of My Life? I don't think so. Was it better than Great Expectations? I think so, because even though this was like fun, it was playful, I do prefer murder over fun. Yeah, murder is always better than fun, so that's going up here. This order is very interesting, but anyways, the next classic that we have is John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. I love this cover. I have no idea what this book is about, and I've never read a John Steinbeck book, but I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that his writing is incredible, and he's one of America's most famous writers. To the red country and part of the gray country of Oklahoma, the last rains came gently, and they did not cut the scarred earth. I'm so sorry, that's not giving. Like, yeah, sure. We're in Oklahoma. I don't know how I feel about it. It didn't give me anything. I don't feel anything by reading that sentence. It didn't intrigue me. It didn't pique my interest. It didn't make me excited to pick this book up. I think Edith is better than this one. Am I the only one that prefers Edith over this opening line? Again, please rank your opening lines down below, because I don't, like, this sentence just didn't do it for me. Edith, at least we know a little bit of the character. We know her first name. We know she doesn't pay attention. And this one is just like, we're in Oklahoma, babes. So I think this is actually going to be taking the last place in my ranking. North and South, congratulations, you've been saved. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get rid of the last book in this ranking, but still, I really thought North and South was going to be the last one. Watch The Grapes of Wrath become one of my new favorite classics, and I'm going to have to read all of these before I get to it. A crime. The last book that I have for us today is The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I recently got this gorgeous book, so thank you, Ilaria, if you're watching this. Thank you for sending this to me. And I just love this cover. It's gorgeous. I love it. And I also love that it matches my nails. Always an iconic moment. This is a list of the main characters, and it's 4 pages long. Sure, totally. But we also have some illustrations throughout the story, so that's always fun. Empires arise from chaos, and empires collapse back into chaos. This we have known since time began. Yes, yes, I love that. Who doesn't love a little bit of chaos? You know what I mean? Who doesn't love empires rising and falling? That was a really good sentence. Let's read it again, shall we? I don't know, I want to taste it again. That is weird. That's a weird thing to say. Empires arise from chaos, and empires collapse back into chaos. This we have known since time began. It's just so good. It feels right. You know what I mean? It feels so nice to say that. Oh, where are we going to be ranking this? Actually, I know exactly where I'm going to be ranking this. Excuse me. Hi, thank you. Are we ready for my final ranking of these 11 classics? Remember to leave your own rankings down below so that I can compare my own list with yours and see if our tastes align or if they're just extremely different. But drumroll please. This is my final ranking. There we go. Anna Karenina being the #1. I hate this for me. That means that Anna Karenina has to be the first book that I read if I want to read any of the others. That is disgusting, Your Honor. I don't literally have to read these classics in order. It's just to get an idea of which ones I want to get to faster. But the fact that Anna Karenina is #1 is it just feels like Leo Tolstoy is laughing from beyond the grave. If he'd been alive, he would definitely be a fan of Throne of Pages, and he would love this video. So Leo Tolstoy, thank you. Thank you for your support, babes. Thank you for becoming a Patreon. So anyways, this is my final ranking. Let us go Ay, coño, perdón. Let's go through my final ranking together. The first book is Anna Karenina, of course. Anne Bronte's The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, The Brothers Karamazov, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, Metamorphoses, The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, North and South, Edith, and finally John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. I'm honestly really surprised that Edith was not, you know, the last one because it was just not giving. But then I read Steinbeck's and that gave even less. So this is where we stand. This is my official final ranking. I can't believe Anna Karenina is #1. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this, babes. I don't. I really don't. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Everything was upset in the Oblonsky's house. The wife had discovered an intrigue between her husband and their former French governess and declared that she would not continue to live under the same roof with him. This state of things had now lasted for 3 days, and not only the husband and wife, but the rest of the family and the whole household suffered from it. Tell me why it feels like I'm reading Gossip Girl. I don't know, that's what it's giving, because cheating, wife and husband, things that nobody else should know, just blown into the public eye. Yeah, that's totally, ooh. Wait, what is this? Like, before part 1, there's this page that's just like the title page and it says Anna Karenina, but then at the bottom it says vengeance is mine, I will repay. What is that? Oh my god, now I am so happy Anna Karenina is in the #1 spot because I might have to just sit down. Like, as soon as I finish this video, I just want to sit down and start reading this. Wait, how many pages does this have? Okay, so many blank pages, and for what? 963. That is so doable. Monte Cristo was 1,200 and I read that in 21 days. If this is 963, maybe I need like 15 days? I don't know. Why am I trying to do math on camera? Et tu, bestie. This could totally be wrong because, as you saw, my books fell, so I had to try and reorganize them again by memory. And if you know me, you know I have literally no memory to speak of. Like, it's the one thing I can never boast about. So hopefully this is correct, but if it's not, just pretend it is, thank you. And this is my final, hopefully official ranking of all of my classic books on my physical unread shelf. Once again, let me know down below your own ranking for these opening lines. I would love to discuss and compare my ranking to yours. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely hope that you enjoyed spending time with me, talking about some classic literature that I'm excited to read. And if you enjoyed, please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps my channel out and it helps me keep doing these videos for you guys. I also have a Patreon where I post exclusive content, reading sprints, reading vlogs, and so many other things. So if you're interested, the link is down below. As always, I would love for you to join my little army of premium simpers. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I cannot wait to read your comments and I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Hey Jimmy, you nice. Keep going.